I want to share with you what are 5 things that I think are essential in my garden when seed starting. Now, everybody's essentials are going to be a little bit different than mine, and that's okay, but I want to share mine with you. So, the first thing that I want to talk about is seed starting trays. Now, they make all different kinds of seed starting trays, and they make the Jiffy one. I think they're Jiffy, and they're long, and they come with 2 trays sort of like this, but they're black, and you set them inside of a larger tray, and I believe they are 72 cells total. I use those a lot, but a lot of mine are getting older, and so a couple years ago I bought these, which are nice because the difference between those plastic ones and these ones is the plastic ones tend to break, crinkle, get smashed, things like that when you're trying to pop the seed out. Whereas these ones right here, the bottom is silicone, and you just push on the bottom and it should just pop that seedling right out, and makes it pretty simple to work with. Now, the plastic ones I believe do come with humidity domes. These ones do not necessarily come with a humidity dome. They do come with these bottom trays that can be used to set on top, but they don't fit how you would want a humidity dome to fit. So, but you can still use this as such. But it is for bottom watering. But these are really nice, again, for popping out those seedlings. Now you can use, and I do use all the time, I will probably still use these alongside of these. Depends on how much room I need. I may get a couple more of these, but when you're transplanting up, this is what I like to use for that. And I will just tape the name on the side of the little pot, and that'll be good to go until it is ready to go in the ground. Now, a lot of times what I will do also with these is I will take one of these and I will plant 10 tomato seeds in here, and then I will break up that seed when it is time to put them in the ground, and that works also. Now you can also save old trays like this to use as well. I again will just tape it, whatever it is, unless the whole thing is the same, and then you can just use a marker, a plant marker. But these are good as well. And then in a pinch, which I still have a bunch of these and I will still use these, is I have just poked some holes in the bottom of some solo cups, taped, and these are good to go. Now I'll use these ones for when I give seedlings away. These ones are nice because I don't need to get them necessarily back. So those are nice for that, for sharing. Also, what I like to use for starting seeds is seed mats. These are heat mats that just plug in, and they keep the seed soil at a nice temperature so that the seeds can germinate. Are these essential? I mean, I guess it depends on where you are and when you want to start your seeds, but I like to have these. I'm in San Diego, and this is probably overkill, but I like to have these anyways to give those seeds a nice start and to warm up that soil. And I would say I probably have 4 seed mats. You can get bigger ones, like huge ones, but I just have 4 of your basic standard size. I believe these are 24 by 12. Another essential, and this is not necessary, but I like to use a seed starting mix because it is very fine, and the plant doesn't have to struggle when it is sprouting out of the soil. There's no big pieces of debris to kind of hinder that little seedling from trying to make its way free. So I like to have a good seed starter mix. I don't know that it necessarily matters one from the other. I think I've heard, and I could be wrong, that some you want to boil because it carries like seeds, or I'm sorry, eggs of like flies, like little flies. I don't know, but I like seed starting mix. You can make your own. You can take some soil and some potting mix and then put it through some sort of fine mesh wire to get rid of the larger pieces of debris, and then you will just have a really fine seed starting mix. Along with that is vermiculite. This is definitely not necessary, Vermiculite just helps maintain soil moisture. What I'll do with this is if I have something that doesn't necessarily need to be buried under the ground to germinate, it actually needs light, I will just take some vermiculite and just kind of sprinkle it on top to kind of help keep that contact with the soil. But again, definitely not necessary. The fourth thing that I actually think is pretty important is a good garden marker, because a permanent marker will absolutely fade in the sun, whereas these ones do not fade. Your garden markers do not fade. They hold their dark color for, I don't know, these are from last year, I believe. And I always had a problem with permanent markers fading and then not remembering what was where. So I do find it very important to have a good garden marker so that you don't lose track of what you have growing in your garden. And the last thing that is essential in my garden is going to be some nice quality lights, and I will show you what mine look like. So my lights are actually up here, and these are nice because you can connect them with each other like this, or you can disconnect them. So I have one there and then I have another one over there. And the nice thing about this one is that I can set a timer so that it can come on when I want it to, and it will shut off when I want it to shut off. And there's like a couple different settings on that. So those are 5 of my essentials that I think are important to start seeds in my garden. I'm gonna add one more just because my greenhouse gets mice in it, and mice will nip. As soon as that little sprout comes up, they will nip that off and the whole thing will be wasted. So what I did is these things back here, I went ahead and built a couple of these boxes. Now, a lot of my planter boxes are actually built the same way here, and I had a couple extra last year that I wasn't using, so I decided to use one as a cover to protect my little seedlings because I noticed that they were getting nipped, and it worked actually really well. So I made one specifically for inside my greenhouse for starting my seeds. It's nice because it fits perfectly on my shelves. My seeds, I can put the seed starting mats under here. As a matter of fact, I have one under there right now. Right there. And I don't have to worry about anything getting in here and eating my little seedlings. And then I just took some really fine wire mesh and stapled it on top. So that's just an added extra thing, at least that I find I need, that is important in my garden or my greenhouse to start seeds. So leave me a comment, let me know what your essentials are for your garden. I would love to know what your plans are for growing this season. And I think I'm actually going to start seeds here pretty soon. Not vegetable seeds quite yet, but maybe flower seeds, because the weather here is just, it's like 80 degrees right now and it's the end of January. So I'm gonna give it a try and see if I can start my flower seeds early and possibly some veggie seeds, but I don't know. It might be a little too early for that. Only time will tell. But yeah, so let me know down in the comments what you are growing and what your essentials are, and we will chat again soon. Bye.